good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is for you around the world. We'd like to welcome you here to another BMI Times Higher Education webinar. Got an absolutely fantastic, information-packed 45 minutes to an hour ahead of us. It's probably going to be an hour. That's how good it's going to be. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about ways that universities can work more closely with college counsellors at the time of admission processes, and there's some fantastic information that we're going to be sharing with you from our lovely presenters. And actually, why don't we start talking about how BMI Times Higher Education works with this lovely group of people? And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share with you a little bit of information about the CAP. Now, the Times Higher Education Counselor Accreditation Program is something which has been set up by counsellors for counsellors. This is a wonderful way of bringing to the community an accreditation program that reflects what counsellors and modern counsellors are actually doing these days when they're working in international schools around the world. So the CAP, the Counsellor Accreditation Program, is a series of 12 one-hour units that we run in association with Common Purpose, the famous training and delivery program people. And that those 12 units has been put together by the advisory board, and we've got 3 members of that advisory board with us today. Starting off with the lovely Marsha Ashima from the International School in Geneva in Switzerland. Thank you so much for being with us, Marsha. We've got Christina McDade, who's joining us for Lincoln Community School, all the way from Ghana, Akwabu. And then we have the marvelous David Turner from Dwight School in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about the subject. But before then, I just want to run through what BMI is doing. And so if you want to meet fantastic counsellors, such as the ones that we've got on the call today, feel free to come along to our regional workshops, which are running all across the world. And they're going to be taking place in Panama, in Southeast Asia, in Brazil, in the UAE, in Africa, in China. And there you can see in front of you is the big list of where we're going to be running those workshops. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of the people on this call at those workshops later in the year. So if you need any more information about that, there's going to be a slide up at the end that has all the contact details, and we will be putting in a link to our calendar as well. So thank you very much for that. But first, let's go to the main attention. The main attraction, our lovely people, our counsellors who are joining us here live. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon and this evening. And what we're going to do is we're going to launch straight into those questions. And we're going to be talking about university council relations. And I guess the idea that we're looking at this is, are there any changes for geographical area? We're going to be digging into all of these situations. But first of all, I'd like to start off with David Turner, if I may. David, what do you think have been the most effective ways for universities to reach counsellors?
You know, when I work with counselors, I think that, for example, you know, if a counselor or a university rep wants to connect with counselors, more often than not, they have at least 1, maybe 2 people who are boots on the ground. And so, you know, the most effective way is counselors are, by our nature, people who like to talk, people who are collaborative. So if Christine knew that someone was coming to the region, I think that she or Marsha or myself would certainly jump onto whatever regional WhatsApp groups that we have here and let people know that, hey, guess what? You know, Waterloo's in town, and they just delivered a great session at Dwight School Dubai. Or, you know, another thing to do is I know sometimes there's some movement in our communities. And so I think another really good way would be to try through LinkedIn. I know that a number of my colleagues will often reach out to LinkedIn and say, hey, Dave, listen, we're coming to your region. We're going to be there next week or next month. Have you got a space? Have you got time? If I'm